It's a scam. But more importantly, it's an inhuman scam. In some of these places, council rangers are evicting people, forcing them to move on, and sometimes they're doing it by taking their kids. Albanese doesn't want to be the Prime Minister when the country is officially in recession. To be in recession, you must have 2 quarters, 2 3-month periods in a row of negative growth in the economy.
It's just called science and maths.
What Craig's pointing out is something we've pointed out in the past. We have had negative growth per person GDP for several months now, many months now. What is it? You said 3 quarters. I thought it was actually more than that.
The last 3. It's actually probably the last 4 quarters. The last was basically 0 or just a slight minus. But we've had 3 or 4 quarters of negative growth in a row. That is a recession in any other terms, and has been masked because of the extra number of people. Look, if you want to grow the economy, why not annex Papua New Guinea and bring the Papua New Guinea economy into Australia? Oh, yes, Australian economy has gotten much bigger, but every Australian citizen's slice has got smaller.
Reach for the stars.
And that is what is happening under Albanese. It is a faulty measurement to talk about recessions as a gross domestic product plus overall size of the economy is not the way we should be doing it.
Right, as Megan Mogg said, immigration is a GDP band-aid. It's an illusion. It's more than a band-aid, Megan. It's an illusion because they're hiding the fact that we are in recession. They don't want to be officially declared in recession, but we are in recession. They're bringing in migrants to hide that. It's a scam. But more importantly, it's an inhuman scam, Craig, because there are people suffering. There are people near where I am in Brisbane right now, in the cities of Ipswich, Logan, Beaudesert. Well, Beaudesert's not a city, but it's a town. But cities and other cities, provincial cities in Queensland, in some of these places, council rangers are evicting people, forcing them to move on, and sometimes they're doing it by taking their kids because the kids are at home in the car. That's where they're at home, in the car, and when the parents are still at work. We've got good working families can't get a bloody house in Australia. That's ridiculous.
We also want to help more Australians live in their own home.
Despite the fact that I lied to your face multiple times, more than 100 times, you can trust me.
My word is my bond. People are entitled to have that certainty.
And Albanese said we're raising numbers to get back to pre-COVID. That is a complete lie, because we had 1.9 million people on working visas before COVID. We have now got 2.3, plus 400,000 tourists. That's 2.7 million people looking for extra people. That's at 10% of our Australian population looking for houses and a roof over their head. That's what they're doing. We've got 600,000 students in this country, and we've got 100,000 student accommodation beds. There's a shortage of beds. Albo, wake up and stop telling lies.
That's my style. I hope you've noticed that.